You are here because you want to live differently, to create a life that most people only dream of, right? Let me ask you something. How many times have you told yourself this is the year, the month, or the week you're gonna change everything, only to fall back into the same old patterns? You're not alone. Most people spend their lives announcing plans, making grand promises to themselves and others. But here's the truth. Actions speak louder than intentions. Today, we're diving into why it's time to stop talking and start moving, and by the end of this video, you'll understand the exact mindset shift needed to not just make progress, but to dominate every area of your life. Let's get real. When you announce your goals to the world, something interesting happens. Your brain feels rewarded just by speaking them out loud. It's like your mind thinks you've already achieved something. That sense of accomplishment tricks you into feeling satisfied. And guess what? That satisfaction kills your drive. Imagine planting a seed and then telling the world about the tree you're going to grow, instead of watering the seed and letting it grow silently. You can talk about the tree, or you can actually grow it. Which one do you think leads to results? Exactly. Silence is where the magic happens. Here's where most people fail. They're addicted to validation. Announcing goals gives a quick hit of attention, a pat on the back, or maybe even a wow, you're so ambitious. But here's the catch. Validation without execution is empty. It's like drinking salt water when you're thirsty. It feels good for a moment, but it leaves you worse off in the end. So, what should you do? Instead of announcing, channel that energy into executing quietly. Make progress in the shadows and let your results be the announcement. Think about it. The loudest person in the room is rarely the one making the most moves. It's the silent ones who are crafting their future while everyone else is busy talking. You might be thinking, but if I don't tell anyone, how will they know what I'm working toward? Here's the truth. They don't need to know. Results speak louder than words ever can. The house you buy, the freedom you create, the wealth you build, those are the announcements. And when people finally notice, it's already too late for them to catch up. Imagine the shock on their faces when you unveil everything you've been building while they were distracted by their own noise. That moment, priceless. Here's the hard truth. Life rewards the doers, not the dreamers. Dreaming is easy, it's free. Doing, that's where the cost comes in, the cost of time, effort, and sacrifice. And here's the kicker. No one is going to pay that cost for you. You got to invest in yourself. And the return on that investment? Freedom. Freedom to live life on your terms, to make decisions without hesitation, to wake up every day excited about what's next. Now let's talk about why urgency is your best friend. Time is slipping through your fingers every single day. You're not waiting for the right moment. That moment doesn't exist. You're not getting younger, the world isn't slowing down, and opportunities don't wait for anyone. Picture this, you're standing at the edge of a cliff. Behind you is comfort, but it's a comfort that traps you. In front of you is a leap into the unknown. Most people step back, paralyzed by fear, but you're different. You're here because you're ready to leap. And when you do, you'll find that you either land on solid ground or you learn to fly. What if I told you that fear isn't your enemy? It's your compass. Fear points directly to what matters most to you. If the thought of failing scares you, that's because succeeding means so much. Use that fear, channel it, let it fuel your hustle, because while fear is temporary, regret lasts forever. And the biggest regret? Wasting time you can't get back. Let me break this down. Every decision you make, every hour you spend, is either a deposit into your future or a withdrawal from it. You've got the power to create wealth, freedom, and success. But you've got to take ownership. Stop waiting for permission. Stop looking for the perfect plan. Stop announcing your intentions. Just start. Start small if you have to. The first step might not feel significant, but it's the foundation for everything else. And once you take that first step, you'll realize something. Momentum is addictive. The more you do, the more you want to do. It makes you chafe. It makes you crave. So I believe it. Here's a quick question for you. How many people do you know who spend their lives saying, one day I'll do this, or someday I'll achieve that? Don't be that person. Someday isn't on the calendar. Today is all you've got. And today is enough to start building something incredible. Imagine waking up a year from now and realizing that every small action you took added up to a massive transformation. That's the power of showing up every day, even when it's hard, even when no one is watching, even when you'd rather quit. And let's not forget about those moments when you hit a wall, because you will. Everyone does. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't? Resilience. When things get tough, you've got two choices. You can give up, or you can adapt. Remember, the struggle isn't the enemy. It's the process. The pressure you feel, that's what turns coal into diamonds. So the next time you feel like giving up, remind yourself why you started. Picture the life you're building and let that vision pull you forward. Well, let's shift gears for a moment. Have you ever noticed how people love to overcomplicate things? They spend hours researching, planning, analyzing, and debating. It's like they're preparing for a marathon but never actually start running. Don't fall into that trap. Simplicity wins. Focus on what matters, take one step at a time, and trust the process. You don't need a perfect plan. You just need to start moving. And here's a little humor to break the tension. Have you ever seen a cat try to catch a laser pointer? It's all over the place, no direction, just random chaos. That's what your life looks like when you're chasing too many things at once. Focus on one thing, execute it well, and then move on to the next. Because success isn't about doing everything, it's about doing the right things. So what's the next step for you? Take a moment right now and think about the one thing you've been putting off. The one thing you know will move the needle but scares you a little. Commit to starting it today. Not tomorrow, not next week, today. Because the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time, right now. As we wrap this up, I want to leave you with this. Don't wait for applause. Don't wait for validation. Don't wait for someone to give you permission. You're capable of far more than you realize, but it's up to you to prove it to yourself. Start small, stay consistent, and let your results do the talking. Remember, silence isn't weakness, it's power. If this video hit home for you and you're ready to keep building that unstoppable momentum, it'll show you how small, consistent actions can create exponential growth over time. And before you go, don't forget to subscribe to Eagle Motivation Hub, where we help you make smarter decisions and craft the life you deserve. Your journey to wealth and freedom starts here. Now remember, imagine your true self as your surface of design. Now remember, imagine your true self as your surface of design.